Good evening, one and all. I welcome you all to Ganesh IAS Academy. In today's session, we'll be seeing environment-based current affairs from the date June 15th to 22, 2023. Okay, the previous week. Let us get into the news articles one by one, and I'll be discussing in detail the background of each and every news article. The first news that we are going to see for today is alligator gar fish. Okay, why is it in the news? That we have to understand what is alligator gar fish and what is the concern that has been raised recently. The discovery of alligator gar fish, okay, where in Kashmir's Dal Lake has raised concerns. Why? Because it is an invasive species. Okay, what is invasive species? A species which is in a new environment, which is causing threat to the indigenous species. Okay, the species already existing, the naturally existing species are being threatened by the new species. Those such species are called as invasive species, that we have to know. Next is Lake Conservation and Management Authority along with Department of Fisheries. They both are collaborating to find what? To understand the extent of the invasion and its potential impact. These two bodies, that is Lake Conservation Authority, because it is in Dal Lake of Kashmir, and then the Department of Fisheries, a fish is involved. Okay, they both are collaborating. Okay, now let us understand the background about the alligator fish. Alligator gar, okay, alligator gar is the fish. It is a close relative of yet another fish species, that is bowfin species. Bowfin species, and it is a ray-finned euryhaline fish. This term is very important. Euryhaline. I'll discuss about what is eury organisms, what is steno-organisms in a short while. But for now, we'll understand that euryhaline organisms are those organisms which has this ability to adopt a wide range of water types that range in salinity. Okay, there may be water like we have fresh water, sea water, and other water which is intermediate. Okay, like in lagoons and all, it will be mixture of both fresh water and sea water. Okay, there the salinity will be less than sea water but then more than fresh water. Okay, so we have a range of salinity. In all the range, such species can live. Such animals or organisms are called as euryhaline. Okay, we'll see these adaptations in a short while. Next, it is one of the biggest freshwater fish in North America. Other than that, it is the largest species of the gar family. That is also important. And in India, it is found in some parts of India like Bhopal, that is Madhya Pradesh, and Kerala. Okay, and they grow rapidly and have a lifespan of 20 to 30 years. So all these are important facts with respect to alligator gar fish. Next is, what is its protected status, what are its concerns, and the Biological Diversity Act is saying something about the invasive species. What is it that we have to understand? Protection status, it is least concern, which means it is not threatened or endangered. That is, its population is huge in number. Okay, so it is least concern according to IUCN Red List. Next, what are the concerns about the gar fish? That is, it can grow up to 8 feet. Okay, so it can grow big, and then it is dangerous for indigenous fish species. That is why it is invasive. Okay, and during winter they can even sustain themselves in cold waters of Dal. Dal is in Kashmir, right? So in Kashmir we experience extreme cold conditions. Even at such conditions they can survive. Okay, they can sustain themselves in such cold environments. Such organisms which can live in wide range of temperatures are called as eurythermal. This also we'll understand in a short while. The adaptations we'll understand. Eurythermal, earlier we saw euryhaline. Okay, because the temperatures that they mostly live is in this range, that is 11 to 23 degrees Celsius. Other than that, this point is also very important. We have this particular legislation called Biological Diversity Act. Okay, 2002. What is it saying? It is prohibiting the presence of any invasive species, okay, that could harm the natural fish population. Okay, This is said in this particular legislation. So we have to take steps to control this invasive species. That is what we are implying here. Now we'll get into the details, the background of what are these euryhaline, stenohaline, and why are biological organisms making such adaptations, that we have to understand. Okay, when a biotic organism interacts with abiotic factor. Okay, what are the best abiotic factors that we know? We know water is one of the best abiotic factors. Other than that, sunlight is a abiotic factor. Temperature, heat, okay, it is a abiotic factor. Okay, these are important abiotic factors. When a biotic organism, that is an organism or a living organism, interacts with abiotic factors like this, these are the external environments. Okay, they will make certain adaptations. Okay, and what are the adaptations that they are going to make, and how are they classified based on the adaptations? That is what we are going to understand in this particular session. That is, based on the adaptations to the range of salinity, there can be two types of organisms. Okay, when we consider water, it can further be the abiotic factor water is further subdivided into salinity based and availability based. Okay, based on these two factors, we will be classifying organisms. Based on salinity, we are going to subdivide it. Okay, first is euryhaline. Euryhaline means those organisms that can survive in bigger range of salinity, which means, say for example, they can live in freshwater, seawater, lagoons, or anywhere. Okay, a range of salinity. If there is a range of salinity at different places, in all the places they can easily survive. Such organisms are called as euryhaline organisms. Such terms are very important with respect to prelims examination. Okay, best example for this is alligator garfish. Based on this, also a statement can be asked. Next is stenohaline. Stenohaline means those organisms that can survive only in smaller range. Okay, if the salinity goes beyond, or if the salinity is below the limit in which they can live, they will fail to survive. Okay, best example for this is whales. Okay, whales can live only in seawater. In fresh water they cannot survive. Okay, so best example for this is whales. Such organisms are called stenohaline. Okay, wherever you see this thing haline, it means it is related to salinity, salt content. Okay, you should keep this in mind. Okay, haline means salinity. Next adaptation that we are going to see is, okay, this is the picture. Okay, alligator garfish is euryhaline. So this is the alligator garfish which grows up to 8 feet. Okay, when it is matured. And then this is whale, that is stenohaline organism. Stenohaline organism which will live only in seawater. Okay. Next is adaptation based on, we saw right, underwater we have two factors, that is salinity and availability. Salinity we saw euryhaline and stenohaline, and under adaptation based on availability of water, we are classifying organisms into two. That is, first is xerophytes and then hygrophytes. What are xerophytes? That are adapted to drier conditions. Okay, best example is such cactus plants, okay, which are found in desert areas. So desert plants are xerophytes. They are adapted to such things like spine-like leaves will be there. Okay, because they do not have much water facility, much water availability. That is why such adaptations like spiny leaves are present in desert plants. And then you have hygrophytes. Hygrophytes means that are adapted to wetter conditions. Best example for this is aquatic plants like lotus, lily. Okay, you would have seen that lotus and lily leaves are very big. Okay, because they have water stagnated condition all the time. Okay, so these are the two types of adaptations that is being made by organisms based on the availability of water. Xerophytes and hygrophytes. It is not hydro but hygro. Okay, HYGRO. You should know the difference. Next is adaptation based on the range of temperature. We already saw even temperature is one of the abiotic factor, which when interacted with a biotic organism, it will make certain adaptations. So based on that, you have eurythermal and stenothermal. Eurythermal, like we saw earlier in Uri halide case, the same definition here it goes. They can survive in bigger range of temperature. There it can survive in bigger range of saline waters, okay, salinity, okay. But here thermal, okay, they can survive in bigger range of temperature. Best example for this is human, because we humans are living in Sahara Desert, hottest places, and we are also living in coldest places like Siberia, okay. We are living in extreme conditions, which means our body is adapting itself according to the external environment, okay. Next is stenothermal, which means smaller range, that is they can survive only in smaller range of temperature, below or beyond which they fail to survive. Best example for this is polar bears and kangaroos, okay. Polar bears will not live in tropical areas, they need a cold environment all the time. That is why polar bears are not even kept in zoological parks, okay, or in captivity, okay. They can live only in polar regions. So what is the conclusion that can be drawn based on this Uri and steno organisms? Read this statement very carefully, this is very important. Uri organisms are comparatively less vulnerable than steno organisms. Yes, they are less vulnerable because they adapt to wide range of conditions, okay. Wide range of or extreme range of conditions, they adapt to it. But then steno organisms that do not, so they become vulnerable, extremely vulnerable, because here the Uri organisms will adapt to different environments, whereas the steno organisms will not, okay. Statements like this may be asked in your prelims examination, okay. And a question based on adaptations when abiotic factor is interacting with biotic factor may be asked in your mains exams also. So this topic becomes very important. Now we are going to the next topic for the day, that is Global Wind Day. From when are we celebrating Global Wind Day? It is annual event which is observed since 2007. And on which day it is celebrated? 15th June, okay. Why are we celebrating it? To promote wind energy as a clean and renewable source of power, okay. Wind energy is a renewable source of power, and it was started by European Wind Energy Association. Very important. Who started the celebration of Global Wind Day? That is European Wind Energy Association. And in later years it has been joined by Global Wind Energy Council, okay. What is this council? It is an organization that represents the entire wind energy sector of the whole world, okay. That is Global Wind Energy Council. These facts are important, okay. Now we'll understand what is wind energy and other things, okay. How are we harnessing this wind energy? Wind energy is a form of renewable energy. It is a well established fact, and this is important. We are harnessing it from the kinetic energy of the wind or air, okay. The kinetic energy of the wind is used to generate electricity, okay. The kinetic energy will move the blades, okay, which in turn will run the generator, thus electricity is generated, okay. So we are using the kinetic energy of air or wind, okay. Next, wind energy can be generated on land and offshore. This is also important. We might have seen many windmills on land, but then offshore windmills are also present, okay. They have higher potential. Next is, here are we placing such windmills wherever we experience stronger and consistent wind conditions, okay. Next is, wind energy is clean source of power that does not emit greenhouse gases and other pollutants. This is why we are going for wind energy, and we are giving importance to wind energy because it does not emit any greenhouse gases, okay. So yes. Next, in India we have celebrated Global Wind Energy on which date? 15th June, and it has been celebrated by Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, okay. And this year we had a theme, that is Pavan Urja, powering the future of India, okay. So what is Pavan here? Pavan means wind and Urja means power, okay. So that is Pavan Urja. So Pavan Urja, powering the future of India, means wind power powering the future of India, okay. This is the theme for this year in India, okay. And Ministry of New and Renewable Energy has set a target of 500 gigawatt renewable energy capacity by the year 2030. This is important. We are not specifically talking about wind energy, but overall renewable energy is being mentioned here. That is 500 gigawatt of renewable energy will be achieving by the year 2030. Okay, this is a target which has been set by Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. Other than that, recently this month, that is June 2023, National Institute of Wind Energy has created something called Wind Atlas at the height of 150 meter above ground level. Okay, when we talk about wind, at different heights you'll be having different potential for wind. That is, at different height wind will be moving in different speed, and thus you can harness it from different heights. Okay, so recently this atlas has been released, that is Wind Atlas at 150 meter above the ground level. Okay, who has released it? National Institute of Wind Energy. And what are they estimating? They are estimating a potential of onshore wind of this much. What is 1164 gigawatt of potential we have in our country. Okay, at which height? 150 meter above ground level. So we'll see what are the potential areas where you can harness wind energy. The potential regions are, high potential regions are Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Karnataka, Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. We will see that in the map. And then it also has scattered potential in areas like Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Telangana and Rajasthan. Other than that, there are pockets of medium wind potential in the states like Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Bihar, West Bengal and Odisha. We'll understand this with the map that has been released recently. So this is the map, the Wind Atlas that has been released. See the red spots, wherever you find the red spots, those are the high potential areas. Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. These are high potential areas. Okay, and we also have Ladakh region. Okay, these are high potential areas. Other than that, we have scattered potential in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Telangana and Kerala. Scattered potential. And we have medium potential in the states like Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Bihar, West Bengal and Odisha. Okay, so such statements can be asked in question. Okay, so environment topic becomes very important because of its evolving nature. Okay, so you must have to focus on such minute details also. Next is some facts about wind energy. We'll understand with respect to global perspective and also Indian perspective. Globally, the largest wind power market in the world is China. Okay, how much capacity do they have? They have capacity of over 237 gigawatt. Okay, up to April 2023. Okay, and followed by that is US and Germany. So first is China. China is first in wind energy. Next comes US and then Germany is third. This you need to know. Next is China also has the world's largest onshore wind farm, where it is present in Gansu province. Okay, built out of the Gobi Desert, which is present in China. Coming to India specific facts, India ranks 4th in the wind power capacity. So first is China, second is US, third is Germany and fourth is India. Okay, India ranks 4th in wind power capacity. And how much capacity do we have? We have 42.8 gigawatts as of April 2023. Okay, and which state in India has highest installed capacity for wind energy? Gujarat has. Okay, Gujarat has recently crossed, it has attained the position which has been held by Tamil Nadu for a very long time. Okay, recently Gujarat has installed 700 megawatt of windmill. Okay, capacity 700 megawatt of windmill has been installed by Gujarat recently. That is why it has taken the first place. Okay, earlier Tamil Nadu was at the first place. So Gujarat has the highest installed capacity, followed by Tamil Nadu and Karnataka as of April 2023. So all these statements are important, and this will be changing. Okay, continuously it will be changing. So you must have to update such facts from the news regularly. Okay. Next is Indian initiative and global initiative with respect to wind energy. We must have to understand. We have something called National Wind Solar Hybrid Policy 2018. What does this policy say? This policy is actually for promotion of large grid connected wind and solar PV. Okay, photovoltaic. PV is photovoltaic hybrid system. Okay, we are going to create a grid connected hybrid system, which means the energy that has been harnessed will be utilized in the home appliances. Okay, so that is called as grid connected. Next is National Offshore Wind Energy Policy 2015. What is this policy about? It is to develop offshore wind energy along India's coastline of 7,600 kilometer approximately. Okay, India has a very long coastline, right? So there we are going to focus for offshore wind energy. Next is global initiative. We have this recent initiative, that is Global Offshore Wind Alliance. Okay, GOA, Global Offshore Wind Alliance, and it has been founded by Denmark International Renewable Energy Agency. Next, Global Wind Energy Council. We already saw about this council. And when was it launched? In the year 2022. Last year, November, they have launched it during COP27, that is Conference of Parties 27. During that meeting, this alliance, that is Global Offshore Wind Alliance, has been launched. Okay, and who is being the chair of the alliance? The founding members and Colombia, the country Colombia, which is in South America. They are they are going to head this alliance for the coming 3 years. So all these facts are important for your prelims examinations. Next topic that we are going to see for today is Himalayan brown bear. Why is it in news? Because its population is dwindling. Okay, it is reducing. Okay, Himalayan brown bear population in Kashmir is facing numerous challenges that threaten their survival and also human safety. Okay, because they are entering human residence. Bears entering human residential areas. That is why the people in that community are raising concerns. Okay. So what is this Himalayan brown bear? It is a subspecies of brown bear, okay, which is found in Himalayan regions, which inhabit the high altitude regions of Himalaya, and they are found in areas ranging from Pakistan to Bhutan. Okay. So what is the concern that we will understand? What is its status? That also we will understand. This is Himalayan brown bear. What is its IUCN status? In red list, they are categorized as critically endangered. So if it is critically endangered, its population is very less and it is reducing day by day. So we have to give importance. But the brown bear, okay, Himalayan brown bear is a subspecies of brown bear. Brown bear is least concern, which means they are found in huge numbers. But then Himalayan brown bear's population is reducing. That is why it is critically endangered. Next is under CITES, it is under Appendix 1. Okay. And here also it is very specific. Only populations of Bhutan, China, Mexico and Mongolia. In these areas it is Appendix 1, under Appendix 1. In all other areas its population is under Appendix 2. Okay. Next is under Indian Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. It is under Schedule 1. Okay. All these facts are very important for your exam. What is its food habit? Okay, its food habit is also important because questions based on its food habit, when are they being active, has been asked in the prelims examination, so it becomes important. They are omnivorous. What is omnivorous? That is, they feed on plants and animals, both. Okay, vegetarian and non-vegetarian, both. Okay, so they are nocturnal. This is also important, which means they are active after sunset. That is nocturnal. Okay, they will be active during night. Okay, and they have a well developed sense of smell. Using that well developed sense of smell only, they are finding their food. Okay, that is important. Next is threat. What are the threat that is faced by Himalayan brown bear? Human animal conflict, because they are entering residential area of human. Other than that, rapid habitat loss. Okay, they have been living in particular areas, but then humans are doing certain activities like grazing and other things in their habitat, so they are losing their habitat slowly. Other than that, they are also killed for their fur, okay, poached for their fur, claws, and also other internal organs. They are being poached. Okay. Next is, in some rare cases, bear baiting is also happening. What is bear baiting? Bear baiting is actually considered as a cruel entertainment. What is bear baiting? A bear will be there, it will be tied to a rope, and then a dog will be attacking this bear. Okay, so blood is involved in that, so it is considered cruel, but some people consider it as an entertainment. Even for that, this bear is being utilized. Okay, so it is being poached even for bear baiting. That is important. And what is the range in which it is found? Where all you can find this Himalayan brown bear? Northwestern and central Himalayan regions, including India, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, and Tibetan Autonomous Region of China. So if you consider okay, Pakistan, India, Nepal, Tibetan Autonomous Region, and Bhutan. In this entire area, you can find, in the Himalayan region, you can find these brown bears, Himalayan brown bears. That is its range. Okay, this is also important. Where is it found is also important. The next article that we are going to see for today is World Day to Combat Desertification and Drought. Okay, so what is desertification, when it is celebrated, and all details we'll understand. When it is observed, every year it is observed on 17th of June. Okay. Next, for this year, the theme is Her Land, Her Rights. So what is her year? Women. Okay. So it focuses on women's land rights and gender equality. Okay, that is being focused for this year. And then what is desertification? We'll understand that first, and then we'll go into the details of the conventions that is related to desertification. So what is desertification? You should not misunderstand this with desert formation. Desert formation is very much different from desertification. So what is desertification? It is simply degradation of land. Okay, already if there is arid, semi-arid, or dry and subhumid areas, okay, where there is less availability of water, okay, arid areas, if that area is going to get degraded over a period of time due to certain human activities, then that is called as desertification. It is not desert formation like we have Sahara Desert, Thar Desert, Gobi Desert. It is not like that. Okay, it is not desert formation. You must be very clear in this point. It is desertification, that is degradation of arid areas, and it is caused primarily by human activities, anthropogenic activities, and also climate variations. The main factor is human activities, and we also have climatic variation. So what are its causes? Climate change, deforestation, overgrazing, unsustainable agriculture practices, and urbanization. If you see each and every causes, almost everything is caused by human activities. Okay. Next, what is drought? Drought is different from desertification. Drought is when you have deficiency in rainfall precipitation over an extended period, say for a season or more than one season, that is called as drought. Okay, drought is different from desertification. Okay, initial stage it will be a drought like condition, and over a period of time it will become desertified. Okay, that is degradation of land will occur. Okay, and what does it result in? It results in water shortage, causing adverse impacts on vegetation, animals, and also on people, humans. Okay, and what are its causes? Variability in rainfall, obvious, because we are facing deviation in the route of monsoon winds. Okay, due to events like El Nino. Okay, we are facing deviation in route of monsoon winds and early withdrawal of monsoon. This is also yet another important factor. Forest fires and land degradation are the reasons for drought. Okay, so now we have understood what is desertification and drought. Now we'll move to the conventions related to desertification. In our previous session, I think in the last session, we discussed about Earth Summit. Okay, we discussed that with respect to Sustainable Development Goal, that topic. Okay, this Earth Summit is actually, it focuses on Sustainable Development Goal, and when did that happen? In the year 1992 in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Okay, here in that summit they focused on climate change and loss of biodiversity as the factors which are of greatest challenge to sustainable development. But in that same summit, even desertification was given importance. Okay, they said even desertification is of great challenge for sustainable development, so we have to focus on desertification also. So accordingly, in the year 1994, they developed a convention. Okay, in the year 1994, they developed a convention, that is United Nations General Assembly has developed a convention called United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification. Okay, which year? That is important, 1994. This point is also important. It is the solely legally binding international agreement which is linking environment and development to sustainable land management. Very important. And this convention was signed in the year 1994, on which date? 17th June. That is why we are celebrating that day as World Day to Combat Desertification and Drought. All these points are very important. And then later on in 2007, this decade, that is 2010 to 2020, that decade is celebrated or observed as United Nations Decade for Desert and the fight against desertification. Okay, so which decade is celebrated as United Nations Decade for Desert and Fight Against Desertification? It is 2010 to 2020. Okay, who declared that? United Nations General Assembly, UNGA. Okay, what is its focus? The objective to mobilize global action to fight land degradation, because desertification is land degradation. Okay. The next topic for today is low cost finance for energy transition. What is this low cost finance for energy transition? Actually, it is a title of the report, okay, which has been released by International Renewable Energy Agency. We already saw this agency in that Goa, that is Global Wind Energy Alliance. Okay, we saw, right, Global Offshore Wind Energy Alliance. In that, one of the founding member is International Renewable Energy Agency. The same agency has released a report, that is low cost finance for energy transition. Why are we giving importance to this report? Because this report has recognized and praised India's performance, okay, India's progress in expanding its renewable energy capacity. In recent years, India is giving a major push to renewable energy sector, okay, and this report describes India's achievement as unprecedented, which means such incidents have not happened in the past. Okay, so India is doing something great with respect to renewable energy. That is what they are saying by commenting this. Okay, unprecedented. And what is this IRENA? That is International Renewable Energy Agency. That we have to understand. It is an intergovernmental organization, and it was officially found where? Bonn, Germany, in the year 2009, January 2009, and currently it has 167 members. Is India a member? Yes, India is one of the founding members. India is 77th founding members of this IRENA. Okay, and it has its headquarters in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. Okay, though it has been found in Bonn, Germany, it has its headquarters at Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. This point is important. Next, we'll understand about the report. Okay, in this report, they are highlighting certain things like India's national targets. We already saw this, right? India has this national target of 500 gigawatt of non-fossil fuel, that is renewable energy, by the year 2030. This is the present aim or the target that we have. But earlier we had yet another target, that is to achieve 175 gigawatt of renewable energy by the year 2022, but then we could not achieve it. Even now in 2023, we have 42. 0.5 gigawatt only. Okay, so we need to invest a lot in renewable energy sector so that we can achieve this feat. Okay, it is 500 gigawatt of non-fossil fuel based capacity by the year 2030. So we have to invest a lot, and we also have yet another target which has been praised by this report, that is net zero target. This also we have discussed in one of our previous sessions. Okay, India aims to achieve net zero, that is carbon neutrality. Okay, by the year 2070. Okay, net zero greenhouse gas emissions by the year 2070, and it requires so much of investment, that is $10 trillion US dollars of investment is required to achieve this. Okay, which is a big thing. Okay, other than that, we also have an index released by Ernst and Young's, an agency which releases this index, that is renewable energy country attractiveness index. Okay, if there is a country, then multiple and if that country has renewable energy potential, then multiple countries will be investing in that particular area. Okay, in that particular region. In that, India has ranked the first, that is India retained its crown as the most promising market for what? For solar investment. Okay, particularly they are focusing on solar investment, which is again a renewable energy, according to what? According to Ernst and Young's renewable energy country attractiveness index. So India ranks first in solar investment. Such points are important. In prelims, it may be asked. Next, with respect to solar and wind power base, this report is saying something. What is it saying? India possesses fourth largest solar and wind power base globally. We all know this. Okay, fourth largest in wind power and also in solar power capacity. We are ranking fourth. Okay, that is important. Next is, they are also praising the role played by IREDA. Okay, what is IREDA? Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency. This Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency is involving in financing renewable energy projects, and how much they have achieved? They have commissioned approximately 20 gigawatt of renewable energy capacity through financing to developers. So this is done by IREDA, this particular agency, which is important. A question based on this agency was asked in UPSC prelims previously. Okay, next, mobilizing private sector capital. This is also done by IREDA. Okay, Indian Renewable Energy Agency, Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency. They are releasing something called as green bonds. So what are these green bonds? These green bonds are also one of the financial options where the money raised from the investor will be solely or completely used for those projects which will create a positive impact in the environment. Okay, such bonds are called as green bonds. Okay, so these green bonds attract private sector investment, thus reducing the capital for green projects. Okay, green projects will get a boost here. Next is, in India, in recent years, this green bond supply or issuance has increased a lot. Okay, how much? 18.3 billion US dollars worth of green bonds have been released recently. In the, like, it is not for a particular year. So far we have released so much of green bonds. Okay, and with a record issuance of 7 billion in the year 2021. All these points are important. Other than this, this IREDA is also pioneering in new technologies like battery energy storage, green hydrogen electrolyzer, e-mobility, and waste to energy technologies. They are focusing on new technologies because we are moving from the conventional, that is fossil fuel based, to renewable energy based. Okay, from non-renewable to renewable energy we are moving. So accordingly the technology must also improve and develop. Okay, so they are focusing on new technologies, and all this is done by IREDA. Okay, now we will understand about IREDA. What is this? Because a question has been asked in the past. Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency Limited. Okay, that is IREDA. It is a mini Ratna company. Okay, we have categories of companies like Maharatna, Navratna and Mini Ratna, and in that this Indian IREDA will fall under Mini Ratna category of Indian government, and it is under the control of Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, and it is a public limited government company. Yes, this is fine, and it has been established as non-banking financial institution in the year 1987. All these facts are important because it has been established as non-banking financial institution because they are going to finance projects which are related to renewable energy, but it is not a bank. So it is non-banking financial institution, and it is engaged in promoting, developing and extending financial assistance for projects involved in new and renewable energy sources. Okay. Next, what is its motto? Its motto is energy forever. Energy forever. This is the question that has been asked in UPSC prelims in the year 2015. IREDA, like with reference to IREDA, which of the following statement is correct? It is a public limited government company. Yes, we saw that. Yes, this is right. And it is a non-banking financial company. Okay. When this question was asked, students got confused, aspirants got confused with this particular statement. Is it a non-banking financial institution? Yes, it is a non-banking financial institution because they are going to finance renewable energy projects. Okay, so both the statements are right. The next topic that we are going to see for today is greenwashing and carbon credits. So what is greenwashing? We'll understand. Why is it in news? That we'll see first. A lawsuit has been filed against Delta Airlines in US, accusing the company of engaging in greenwashing by making false and misleading claims about its sustainability efforts and being green and carbon neutral airline. Okay, so this Delta airline is being accused for what? For greenwashing. So we must have to understand what is greenwashing. Let us understand it clearly. It is the practice in which the firms and governments mark all its activities as climate friendly or eco-friendly or environment friendly. Say for example, there is an agency or a government, they will be doing multiple activities, right? But they will claim that that particular activity is environment friendly, eco-friendly or climate friendly. Why are they doing it? They are claiming this just to gain the interest of people. Okay, just to gain, like they will be benefiting from this indirectly. Okay, that is why they are doing this. Directly or indirectly, they will be benefiting from this. Okay, they will be getting a good name in the society that they are environment friendly. Okay, so such claims are known as greenwashing. Okay, those claims need not be completely true. Okay, they may be false also. Okay, that is why it is called greenwashing. Okay, greenwashing is the practice in which the firms and governments mark all the kind of activities that they are making as climate friendly. Okay, as something. What is climate friendly? Which means it will result in emission reduction and also avoidance of emission. But then the claims that they are making are unverifiable and misleading. Okay, they are not true. Okay, we cannot verify whether the claims that they are making is true or false, and then it is also misleading. Okay, while it helps in boosting the image of the entity, obviously it will boost the image of the entity because they are claiming they are eco-friendly, environment friendly. Okay, these days if there is a product with the tag that it is environment friendly, then people will obviously go for buying this product. Okay, so they will boost their image, but are they actually doing some benefits to the environment? No, but they do nothing to fight against the climate change. Okay, several multinational corporations have faced allegations or accusations for they doing this activity called greenwashing. That is, they falsely claiming that they are involving in eco-friendly activities. Okay, so you must be clear what is greenwashing. Next is, and greenwashing is prevalent across a whole range of environmental activities. Even developed countries which is investing in developing countries, even they do greenwashing. Say for example, if there is a developed country and India being a developing country, if a developed country is going to invest in India, they will say that they are doing environment friendly activities. Okay, so this is true or false, we do not know, we cannot be sure about it, but then they are claiming that it is environment friendly. This is called as greenwashing. Okay, that you have to understand. Greenwashing is considered, yes, this point is also important. In India, we have this particular legislation called Consumer Protection Act 2019, and under that legislation, this greenwashing is considered as an unfair trade practice, because in trade only they will be doing this. Okay, because in investment and all, they will claim that it is a green investment. Okay, so it is called greenwashing. But then it is prohibited in India. This greenwashing is prohibited. It is considered unfair trade practice. But the implementation of these regulations remain a challenge, because we do not know whether the claim is true or false. Okay, we do not have complete knowledge about the claim, so we cannot go for saying that it is unfair. Okay, that would be a difficult thing for us to do. Now we'll understand how this greenwashing is related to carbon credits. So what is carbon credits? If I'm doing an activity and that activity creates a negative impact in the environment, and to compensate that negative activity, I'm going to do yet another activity which is going to offset this negative impact. Okay, so that offsetting is called as carbon offsetting. Okay, because here the environmental pollution that I'm doing is emission of carbon dioxide. Okay, so that is why it is called as carbon offsetting, also called as carbon credits. Okay, they gain something called as carbon credits. So these are received by companies. Okay, companies will be receiving carbon credits for their investment in offset projects. What are they offsetting? They are offsetting the negative impact that has been created by one of the earlier activities that they have done. Okay, so if they invest in offset projects, they'll be gaining something called as carbon credit. Okay, and where all they can invest in environmental conservation, energy efficiency, renewable energy which reduce, avoid and remove greenhouse gas emission from the atmosphere. Okay, and what does this credit represent? Why is it called carbon credits? Because it represents the amount of carbon dioxide that would have been removed from the atmosphere through these initiatives. Okay, when we take such initiatives, there will be reduction in carbon dioxide emission. Okay, that is why they are called as carbon credits. It represents the reduction in carbon dioxide. That is why it is named carbon credits. Next thing is, each credit is equivalent to 1 metric ton of carbon dioxide. Okay, again important, each credit is equivalent to 1 metric ton of carbon dioxide, which contributes to global warming. Carbon dioxide has high potential for global warming, and companies use these credits to offset their carbon emissions in one area. Okay, we must have to understand this. Say for example, if there is a company which is involved in wind energy, they have installed wind energy at one place, and the same company, say company A, the same company is involved in aviation sector. Okay, they are involved in aviation sector. Okay, it's not fish. Okay, it is a plane. They are involved in aviation sector. Aviation sector has high potential for carbon dioxide emission. Okay, and also other pollutants emission. Okay, here they are releasing carbon dioxide, but here they are reducing carbon dioxide, which means they are not going to release carbon dioxide because this is green energy. Okay, that is, there is no carbon dioxide emission at all, but here they have more carbon dioxide emission. At one place they are going for offsetting process, and here they are emitting. By going for offsetting projects, they will gain something called as carbon credits. For doing this activity only, they will be getting carbon credits, and using this carbon credits, they will say, I can emit so much of carbon dioxide. So this is how the trade is happening. This is called as carbon trade. Okay, so this you must have to understand. So yes, with this, we have come to end of today's session, and this point is also important. Voluntary carbon offset market. Okay, voluntary carbon offset market is expected to significantly grow. Okay, in the year 2050. By the year 2050, it will be 250 billion US dollars. Okay, in the year 2022, it was just 2 billion US dollars, but in the year 2015, it is expected to grow up to 250 billion US dollars. Which thing? This carbon credit market. Okay, so all these points are important. So yes, we have come to end of today's session. I hope you found the session to be very useful and informative. Thank you. We'll see you in the next session. Thank you.